same day at America Makes on the floor of Rapid 2023 in Chicago. I have the distinct pleasure to be sitting today with Big Metal Additive president and founder Slade Gardner. Hi Slade, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Kimberly. How are you?
Real good, real good. I know you had a long flight from Denver, Colorado, where you guys are currently making a lot of mischief. How are you feeling about the show here today so far?
Well, it's kind of like the playoffs. This is a playoff atmosphere. Just walking the floor here, I'm completely impressed with the level up that's happened in our industry. You walk around here and you wonder, am I at IMTS or am I at Rapid? And the level of professionalism, the level of display and booth is pretty incredible here.
I agree. Like, I remember the first days of this show, and it was pretty like, we're just going to throw a table up with a tablecloth and a machine on top. Yeah, it's definitely different. It feels different. I think it feels more substantive than I've ever felt, and the conversations that are happening are, I'm going to say, pretty evolutionary, if I can. So it's just really great to have you. Thanks for agreeing to talk to me today. And I think where we want to start is, I've been watching you and Big Metal Additive, and I want you to share with everyone here today kind of where you guys are right now with the way you're serving industry and how you're viewing the present moment. We'll talk about the future later.
Okay, it's hard to not think about the future or talk about the future, but we'll talk about where we are today and maybe a little of where we came from. Big Metal Additive was founded in 2016, and we were founded to produce parts for customers. We have a unique and proprietary hybrid metal additive manufacturing capability. We're large scale, just like our name says, big. We produce in metal, and we use additive manufacturing. We machine as we go, so we can do a lot of things with geometries that can't be done with additive alone. We've got a 14,000 square foot factory in Denver right now. We've got 5 machines operating with different table and robot positioner configurations. We're making parts out of a wide variety of metals. We have a lot of heritage with aluminum. We have some really good expertise producing finished aluminum components. We've swam them in the ocean on UUVs.
I saw some of those cool parts last time I was at your factory.
Yep.
Very neat, very neat. And pressure vessels that were withstanding how many pounds of pressure, some of them?
Well, they were designed to 700 PSI, and we crushed them to failure at 2,300 PSI.
Wow.
So over 3 times design limit was pretty cool.
That's way cool. And that was additively made, layer by layer.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's the present and kind of the history. So I wanted to separate that from the future because I know you're doing such cool things. Talk to me about where you're headed.
Sure. So we're going to be a factory of 100 machines.
No.
We are.
Amazing.
That's our vision. We are going to produce parts for a wide variety of customers in all different industries. We currently have customers in space, aerospace, the energy sector, a little bit of automotive, and a lot of heavy industry.
Heavy industry.
But those machines, those 100 machines, they're going to be ready for parts that have been prepared with a digital inventory. And maybe we'll circle back to that concept. People need to do their homework. You can't just come to us and say, we need surge manufacturing now. You need to prepare for that. But we're going to be available for surge manufacturing for our favorite customer when that time is necessary.
Well, you know, when I saw your setup there in the, just a few years ago, honestly, my mind went crazy because I could really see the vision you're sharing now. I could see it. I could see that you could make just about anything you needed to, with all those degrees of freedom that you have. I could see that you were thinking big and you were printing big. What build volume are you up to now? I know it's almost limitless, but where are you comfortable at the moment?
Our table style machines have tables that are 12 foot by 6 foot. Our robot style machines have round positioners that are 7 foot diameter and 9 foot reach.
Okay.
So
Right. Can imagine
pretty good.
what that can do in the future. Well, you know, we're in this moment in America where we're really needing to reshore. We're needing we have new designs for a whole fleet of systems, weapon systems, vehicles, all kinds of different things. It's time to innovate that aspect of our fleets, both on the defense side, but also in other industries. It seems to me that additive, and big metal additive in particular, have a place in this new future reality. And I say it's future just barely. Like we can do some of this now. It's super practical, right? You can do it now. And that's what I love about you. You always have your eye on the future, but you're doing it now. So talk to me about that reshoring conversation that you know is happening all over America right now.
Yep. I'm glad that you make this one of the topics we talk about. When you visited our factory and you could see where we were going, we haven't deviated from that. We've bred a racehorse, and now we put a saddle on that racehorse, and we're racing with it. And we're putting it to use in production applications today. We do have our eye on some new technologies to blend into what it is that we're doing, but the important thing that we're doing is we are achieving our AS9100D quality certification.
Wow.
We are producing parts for customers that meet their requirements as defined by a technical data package, and we're scaling our operations so that we can produce more parts for more and different customers. But we are using it. I think there is a lot of room for invention and innovation and new development in additive manufacturing. But I think we need to start thinking about it in an 80-20 perspective. Maybe 20% of investment is spent on the new developments, but we've been doing this some of us have been doing this for a long time, but our community, this event right here has been happening in a substantive way for a decade, at least a decade, like with power. And that says to me, it's time to put this into factories. It's time to use this. It's time for customers to begin developing the digital inventory for the products they're going to want in the future.
Yes.
Climbing their own, even the customer has a learning curve. How do you design your part and send it to an additive manufacturing producer? How do you accept it? How do you even educate your workforce on how do you build a technical data package in order to accept an additive part? That's a learning curve on the customer side, and we're ready. We're ready. The documents are here, the paperworks are here, the standards are here, the materials are here, the processes are here, the people are here.
That's ready.
Well, we do need more people.
We always need more people.
Yeah.
I think that's true. But you're making a tremendous point that, you know, the supply chain we have today cannot make the future products that we know our customers are looking for. And there is a bit of training on the customer side. Like you said, additive has a lot more freedom, but it comes with a different aesthetic. It comes with a different set of parameters and challenges, you know? So can we talk a little bit about, you talked about standards and we, you know, the Q word, the qualifications word has been thrown about a lot, and, you know, it has been an impediment to adoption of additive. I want, you know, you do your Slade thing and reframe that conversation, because you already are reframing it with what you're doing every day. Talk to me about standards and qualifications.
Sure. We appreciate the hurdle of qualification. We like to think about it as adoption and acceptance. It gives it a little more gentle tone, because qualification simply means the customer trusts it according to specific standards of requirements. But ultimately, if the customer trusts it, they will accept it. And that whole acceptance it's just a nicer, gentler way of discussing it. And some industries, quite frankly, don't even use the qualification word. There are some industries where they don't necessarily qualify parts, but they accept parts to certain standards. And we're seeing a lot of work right now because of the supply chain challenges that the world is seeing, it's never happened like this before, but people are calling our desk phone, people we've never met, and they're asking us to bid casting replacements. And it's pretty remarkable. It's happening, and we're doing it. And what we're finding is these customers know something about additive manufacturing. They know that it's capable of replacing legacy cast products, but they also know that we can make those parts better. First, we have to replace the casting so that they can replace the component and put it into service, but then we can make it better. We can make it lighter weight, we can use better materials than cast materials, we can improve the design so it integrates better with systems, or it adds new features, but that's going to elevate the level of capability at the customer set, and it's also going to reshore jobs.
Well, I want to say that, you know, you were one of the first people I met at your previous location in additive back in 2014, I think. It was a while ago. I mean, you were one of the first people I met. And even then, I was really impressed with the vision you had, because you were working in a defense area, and that's important. You're trying to make this practical for a whole lot of other industries. And I want to say that when you think about remote and distributed manufacturing, the BMA, the big metal additive system, is a system that can be deployed in somewhere as remote as Guam or Hawaii to produce important, critical things that we need to make sure we have for our own security. And so I'm excited about the future, watching what you do every week, finding out what's happening over there in Denver, Colorado, Harris Street. How funny is that?
Yeah.
And knowing that somebody like you is helping really turn this industry, turn it to the point where we can do this on the regular. So I want to thank you so much for being here, taking the time. It's hard when you're a small business to take time away to be with one another, but I'm glad you're here, and let's keep talking. There's so much more to do.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly.